Rohan Patel comic book movie. Hey Tara, huge fan.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice. Great. Nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you. I grew up on the Rugrats and Fairly Odd Parents and all that, so this is kind of surreal. But
Oh.
um, so when you've done a lot of great voices, and then so where did you sort of like Miss Minutes has that sort of Mr. DNA Jurassic Park like Siri vibe, but she also has a southern accent, a lot of personality. So where did you sort of find the voice for this character?
It was a very collaborative process finding the voice for her. And, anytime I have an audition, I'll get like a drawing of the character, character description, sometimes a show Bible to understand her world. But I didn't really get any of that from the initial audition. I didn't know what the show was. I didn't really know who I was auditioning for. I didn't know much about the character, except that she was somewhere between a Siri and a sentient creature. And I tried to get information and I couldn't. And it wasn't until I booked the job that I knew who she was. And in the audition, they said to lay down a couple different versions, one with an accent, and they seemed to love the Southern one. So I'm very grateful. And then even within that, as we went along, we played along with her and did many, many different takes to find exactly the right pocket for her.
Awesome. Yeah, she's and so what I'm sure you've seen the theories online floating around that Miss Minutes is the ultimate the big bad of the show. So what are your sort of reaction to those kind of theories floating around?
I love looking at them online. They're so much fun seeing how invested everyone is and seeing how much they love the show and love Miss Minutes. You never know when there's an animated character or even an unusual character in a world that already exists. So I'm so grateful to the fans that they've taken to her so much and they loved her. They fell in love with her before the show aired. Even from the promos, they loved this little character. So I'm really happy. And I love reading all of the ideas of where people think she's going or whether or not she's the mastermind behind everything. It's really fun. I like interacting with the fans on social too, so I see a lot of it. And the fan art's been amazing. My gosh, I've been trying to retweet all of the artists that have taken time to make something special to show their love for her.
Yeah, yeah. No, I follow you on Twitter, so I've seen all the love.
Mm.
Uh, and then you've voiced so many like iconic DC characters like Harley, Batgirl, Raven, and I know you worked with Marvel before too, but this is like Marvel Studios. So what's your experience been just like joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe and this whole family?
It is really exciting. I knew Stan quite well, and the second I joined Marvel Universe in any way, it was exciting. And getting to play iconic characters are always fun, and you always feel like this tremendous amount of gratitude for getting to play these characters that are so loved for generations in comics or whatever iteration they've been in. And Miss Minutes is, a new character, and then joining the MC universe in the cinematic world was like leveling up. Like it's so much fun to participate in the magic of this world. And I love when an on camera show or movie puts real thought and real money behind the imagination that's fueling it. And there's never a moment on Loki where you're like, oh, they kind of went cheap on that, or that doesn't look real. It's so beautiful to watch. It's so well written. The acting is all so good, and I'm so honored to be a part of it.
So I'm glad you're part of it. And so like I don't want to keep you too long, but I know I hate it when they like for some of these recent movies we saw. I know we saw it with like Scooby Doo last year where they recast the animated or the voices, and now we're like kind of seeing with Loki the introduction of the multiverse and these like Doctor Strange is coming. So do you like have you ever thought about like with like the more as the audience gets more comfortable with the concept of the multiverse, like ever appearing as like a live action Harley or as a live action Raven, like even with Mark Hamill or someone, or is that something that
I would love to do that. I've suggested that many times. I'm always like, if you're doing a movie with Harley or Joker or Batman, like you should definitely have me, Hamill, and Conroy sitting in a booth at least ordering lunch. I would love to do anything. Or, I just did a series in Canada where the character was kind of like Harley as a mom. So I think if they ever did like a movie about Harley as a mom, I should definitely get to play that.
that'd be so awesome. Thank you so much, Kara. I really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you. Thanks for having me.